Hello, welcome to the Alpha booth here at SMTAi. I'm joined by Jerry Sidone, who's the product manager on the
Engineered materials
section. Okay, welcome Jerry, nice to see you.
Thank you, nice to see you.
Now, Alpha's been making preforms for many years actually, but the new product that you're bringing out here today is actually a preform that has a solution for void reduction. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Absolutely. At Alpha, we have a bunch of low voiding technology solutions out there. This is just under one of the umbrellas. This is under that umbrella. It's a what we call a preform system. It's unique in that manner. It's something that is traditional people who've used preforms before don't put a lot of thought into it. They essentially just drop the preform in there and go for it. This is a lot different than that. This is a system. This is a preform system. Preforms are certainly a part of it, but it consists of not only the preform, but it consists of your solder paste, your stencil, your processing parameters, as well as our unique Accuflux BTC578 preform system, which is a technology that we've developed that puts microflux coating levels of flux on the preform.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of companies obviously that are offering flux voiding, voiding reduction using fluxes. What makes your system different?
So the traditional, and let me clarify a bit. This particular product is developed specifically to address bottom termination components, and probably a lot of the viewers know out there, this has been traditionally a problem out there, and there's been years and years of development done around paste, and probably terms like window painting or stencil printing, all different sorts of checkered boards and those sorts of things have been tried and have been somewhat successful out there. But what's happening in the market, we're seeing, at least from a lot of our customers, is there's a trend now from what used to be the soft spec of less than 25% voiding now to be less than 15 or 10% voiding. So we've heard that from our customers, and we've just spent the last, I want to say 12 or 18 months developing, using our expertise, because we've made preforms forever. We've used some of this microflux technology in the past on some other products, we spent, like I said, 12 to 18 months developing it, did an extensive DOE where we collected over close to 10,000 data points to prove in the technology, because we want to put something out there that's very compelling to the customer, and we think we've achieved it. So what makes us different is this is driven primarily, we're reducing the flux, which are the primary volatiles for causing flux, to a preform, a microflux coated preform. But like I said, it's more than just the preform. It's the paste, it's the stencil design, and it's also processing. And we worked with a very large component supplier and a very large customer of ours to develop this and really get their input on what are the factors that cause voiding. Right. Understand those factors, because each one of them have a different viewpoint on what the issues are with voiding out there. So we took all those into consideration, we came to an agreement, and we set forth on this big development project.
That's great. I mean, it's a really interesting approach. So, just to clarify, you're using a micro coating basically. So you're literally, just by volume, you're reducing the flux by volume, so therefore you're reducing the potential for issues to go wrong as well.
Absolutely, and that's one of the primary components in the design, is that we're not only reducing it, but we're consistently reducing the amount of flux from preform to preform and from reel to reel. We have a proprietary flux coating technique that allows us to flux coat preforms from what was measured in weight percent in the past. We're using micrograms per square centimeter now to measure the volume of the flux on the preform, and we do it very consistently. Right. And in that, with that consistency, we're getting consistent results. So we're saying, we're going to get you below 15%, and with a lot of the devices that we tested, which were QFNs, QFPs, and DPACs, which are some of the most problematic components out there. We're not only solving voiding issues, but we're solving solder volume issues, especially under the DPACs and the QFPs out there.
So what sort of levels are you really getting down to with the voiding?
So we've seen levels as low as 2 and 3%. especially on the QFNs, which we're happy to say from our standpoint is one of the most problematic components out there. So we looked at small, medium, and large sizes, and we got very compelling results, especially in nitrogen. We saw very, very consistency. So that's part of the expertise and some of the things we want to bring to the table to our customers. So we go in, we interview our customer, what are you doing, what are you trying to get, what are your targets, because giving us your targets also will allow us to adjust our system for you. But for the most part, you give us your information, within a day or two we're going to give you a process, not only about a preform, which is a big part of it, but it's some process recommendations as well.
Right. You mentioned earlier that part of the system involved the stencil. What changes or modifications are you making to the stencil?
So it's one of the changes. All we're doing is making adjustments to optimize the preform performance. Without going into too much detail about it, it's also adjusting our profiles. It's also conveyor speeds. All that other kind of things that come into play with that. But we're making, I'll put it this way, adjustments that aren't normally seen out there right now, and that's what I think is unique about our system. So we're anxious for folks to take a look at it and try it. We're actually in production. We have some customers who have already done it. We did some beta trials, and we're excited to say that they're ordering more. So that's good news.
So you've actually got it in production and out in the field.
That's right. Yes. Yep. So we're excited about it.
Well, it sounds like a really exciting product, Jerry, and I want to congratulate you on it and thank you for sharing the information with us today.
Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.